This video is going to be very important if you want to get under 15% body fat, and not just get under it, gentlemen, but maintain it for life. So what we see a lot, because we've coached over 1,000 men at American Stallion in the last 3 years. In case you didn't know, check out my Instagram, check out the rest of my YouTube. But we've coached over 1,000 men, and what we've seen is that most of you are dieting hard for 8 to 12 weeks, right? And you get decent results, right? Maybe you get down to, 15, 14%, 13% body fat. And then all of a sudden you rebound because you go on that vacation to Crete or Mykonos and everything relapses. So if that is you, this video is for you. It is going to help you forever get out of the cycle that you're in. As you guys can see, I'm not super shredded right now. I'm in the middle of my full distance Ironman prep. So I'm eating a lot of carbs, a lot of calories. So you're seeing a lot of glycogen and water. But once Ironman prep is done, I will properly show you guys how to sustain and be under 10% body fat year round. I'm probably around 10% right now. I don't have my shirt off to brag or show off or anything. It's really hot here on my farm. And so as you can see, we're on the farm, but let's get into it. Okay. So why? Number one, why you can't get down to 15% body fat. As I said, you are likely eating clean, but eating clean and eating correct are two different things. Number two, cardio. Many of you are doing way too much cardio, and I know running is in right now, and I shouldn't be the one to talk. I'm training for a full distance Ironman, I know, but you're not me, bro. This is my full-time job, more or less. This is my career. I have time to train all day and recover properly, and I'm not balancing and managing, a million different things like many of you guys are at home. So running is a good tool. Running is good for your mental state, but for developing an amazing physique, running is not the best way to do it. And then lastly, guys, these two are linked. Diet and I hate the word, listen, I hate the word diet because this is a lifestyle, right? I'm out here on my farm, excuse me. We raise 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef here on my pastures. You can see my tractor. Listen, I'm very passionate about this stuff. So it's not diet, it's nutrition, but I should change that. Too extreme calories. What does that mean? What that means is that many of you are eating too low. And if your calories are too low and the cardio is too high and the diet or the nutrition isn't correct, right? Eating clean and eating correct, you're going to get the inevitable rebound after you try all this on your own. So how do we mitigate this or fix it, right? Because there's really only two things, gentlemen, that we need to look at in order to develop a lean physique under 15% body fat and maintain it, right? And, a lot of you might be saying, well, I want to be under 10%. This still applies. But this is really the blueprint when it comes to getting under 15% body fat and maintaining it for life. So there are only two things you need to focus on. And that comes down to metabolism, right? We're going to talk about the metabolism lie. Because you have all these people out here saying your metabolism is broken. Your metabolism is not broken, bro. Your inputs and how you're currently living in congruence or out of congruence with nature and your biology is your issue. That's what's messing up, excuse me, I almost swore. That's what's messing up your metabolism. Your metabolism is not broken. It might be underperforming, but it's not broken. So we're going to talk about how we're going to fix metabolism. And the number one way for you to fix your metabolism, because like I just said, it's not broken, it can be repaired, it can be fixed, it can be increased, is through lifestyle and nutrition. Proper sleep. How many hours are you sleeping a night? I tell all my clients to sleep between 7 and 9 hours a night. 7 days a week, regardless of the weekends, regardless of where you are, go to bed early. I'm telling you, it's going to help out massively. Sleep is number one. Aside from sleep, right? We have to mitigate stress and cortisol. Gentlemen, when stress goes up, when cortisol increases, testosterone decreases, and estrogen increases. And I even see this in my physique. If I am not sleeping or recovering, I start to look watery and fat. And to the point where most of you guys, you're going to build that like visceral fat down in your stomach region. And you're going to start getting the watery arms. You're not going to see any veins. You're going to get the watery chest, the watery face. Even though you're in this extreme calorie deficit, right? You're eating 1,800 calories, 1,600 calories, maybe 2,000 calories, still pretty extreme. That coupled with inadequate sleep and high stress and high cortisol is going to alone affect your body composition, because this is all about body composition, guys, right? Low amounts of fat, high amounts of muscle. You can't build an insane physique, lots of muscle, low amounts of body fat, if your cortisol is high because your sleep is low and your stress is high. And likely if you are drinking, like let's take the elephant out of the room, if you are drinking alcohol on a weekly basis, forget it. You're never ever gonna get below 15% body fat and stay below 15% body fat. I don't care what anyone says. You know, I follow this coach in Miami and he says I can drink. Look, guys, do you want to get ripped or not? Listen to me. Look it. I'm training for a full distance Ironman. I've ran 50 miles, 70 miles at a time, right? Strength trained my whole life, done all these amazing things. Cut out alcohol. Can you drink here and there? Sure, no problem. But to do it on a weekly basis is 1,000% holding you back. So, alcohol, stress, sleep, cortisol, done. What you need to do in addition to correcting, right? Correcting your metabolism. It's not broken, but correcting is an animal-based style of eating or diet. Gentlemen, I know there's a lot of hype out here on the internet. It is a fancy way of saying no processed foods and not a whole lot of vegetables. We eat a lot of animal products at American Stallion. I eat a lot of animal products. I live on a farm. I also, as you guys know, I have my Boston residence up in Massachusetts, which we have a headquarters up there. That's where we do a lot of our training videos and stuff like that. And corporate, I don't want to say events, but engagements. So anyways, but when I'm down on my farm, guys, it's very easy for me to eat animal-based red meat, eggs, A2 grass-fed yogurt, right? Fruit, honey, organic maple syrup, right? Don't fear carbohydrates. Don't fear fat. Don't fear protein. We'll get into all that in a different video, the macronutrient breakdown. But this video is truly about why you aren't under 15% body fat and why you can't sustain it. So, labs. We like to match labs to nutrition so that we can 1,000% ensure we aren't missing anything, right? Because everyone will say, well, what's your cholesterol like if you eat red meat all the time? Bro, come check out my labs, bro. It's fine. My cholesterol is fine. All of our clients, their cholesterols are fine because they get the labs done and we match it to the nutrition. And then overall, gentlemen, you need to bring your calories up because the human body, like, to sit there and think that you know all about the human body is arrogant. Even if you were a double board certified MD, which we have several at American Stallion who are also certified nutritionists, is arrogant. There's a lot of stuff going inside the body that you, me, him, Tony, Dr. Phil, whatever, Joe Rogan, we don't know what's going on inside our bodies, bro. You know, we have an idea. We have a general idea. There's a hornet over here. We have a general idea, but to say we absolutely know is arrogant. And not all calories are created equal. So I would rather eat in congruence with nature than against it. Because how can nature, something that's been here for thousands, hundreds of thousands of years that God created, how can nature be inadequate or wrong? Look at a hurricane or a tornado. How strong, how much energy, how much power these storm systems have. So I'm going to stack all my cards in favor of nature. I'm going to eat in congruence with nature, and I'm going to test my nutrition to make sure I'm doing everything correctly with my labs. And I'm going to bring my calories up to fuel the machine. It's no different than a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, a performance vehicle. You got to fuel the machine, and you got to fuel it with the right fuel source. So, gentlemen, to recap, why you are not under 15% body fat. Rebounding. You diet hard, right? 1,800 calories, 1,600 calories, 2,000 calories for 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks. You go on vacation, you get pretty lean, you go on that trip, you go to the wedding, you get married, whatever it is, and you rebound. So, number one, rebound. Cardio. You're doing too much, right? You don't need that much cardio. You just need steps. Extreme cals and rebound, right? That's why you're rebounding. Extreme calories, cardio, and then diet. If you're eating processed food, oatmeal, snacking on protein bars, protein shakes, thinking that it's healthy and clean, negative, bro. Eating clean and eating correct are two different things. You might be eating somewhat clean, but eating correct and matching it to your nutrition, your animal-based nutrition to your labs is correct. Okay, so rebounding, cardio, too extreme calories, dieting, metabolism. You got to get your sleep up, guys. You got to get better at sleeping. And then once you match sleep and you eliminate these things up here with animal-based lab nutrition with higher calories, boom. That's how you guys are going to unlock 15% body fat and maintain it for life. So I hope you guys learned a lot in this video. We're going to be doing tons more, not just on my farm down here. I'm not going to say where it is. That's classified. I don't need any of you motherfuckers showing up, but we're going to do more videos, and we're going to do some more videos both here on the farm and up in Boston. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments below. And as always, if you want more of my help, check out my Instagram, bro. There's a lot of good stuff on there. So that's it for today, and I will see you at the top.